All right, now let's watch Daring Tact because we just watched Almanac, and it sounds like Daring Tact is intertwined with Almanac just a little bit. We are going to watch them and learn together.
Hello and welcome to our channel, where we explore the legends of Japanese horse racing. Today's featured horse is none other than Daring Tact, a mare whose name became synonymous with courage and bold, decisive racing. From a small filly who was nearly overlooked to an undefeated winner of the filly's Triple Crown, this is the story of how she made history. She was born
Oh,
on
I'm so
April
excited.
15th, 2017, the second foal out of Daring Bird. Her sire, Epiphania, was a dual G1 winner including the 2014 Japan Cup. Her maternal grandam, Daring Heart, finished third in the 2005 Oka Show, and Epiphania's dam, Cesario, was second in that same race. 15 years on, those two bloodlines crossed again in this filly.
Oh, so
At
she
the
already has a champion
2017
bloodline.
Select sale, she went unsold, small in frame, passed over at 8 million yen. Still, Hasegawa Farm believed in her potential. In just 3.5 months, she put on more than 60 kilograms. Returning to the 2018 Select sale, she was purchased for 12.996 million yen and syndicated by Normandy Thoroughbred Racing in 400 shares. Her name, Daring Tact, captured exactly how she would run. Bold and precise. In October 2019, she entered the Rito Training Center under Haruki
Ooh,
Sugiyama.
her
She was a
legend
model
begins.
pupil, straightforward, intelligent, calm. She passed the gait test at the first attempt. Ready to go, she appeared as the second favorite on November 16th in a Kyoto turf mile for her debut. With Kohei Matsuyama aboard, she broke well, settled mid-pack on the outside, and traveled purely to rhythm. Easing wider around the far turn, she received the lightest cue at the top of the stretch. Another gear engaged, the gap to the leaders evaporated,
Oh man,
and by
look
the
at that.
final 100 meters, she had swept past to win with authority.
Winning the
It was
debut,
Hasegawa
always
Farm's
nice.
first central racing victory in 3 years, and a sensational first step for the white-blazed filly. Next came the Elfin Stakes at Kyoto on February 8, 2020, again at a mile. It's a key classic trial, and she started as the third favorite, but she got stirred up in the
Oh
gate and broke
no.
slowly, dropping to last. Matsuyama didn't panic. Down the backstretch, he saved ground on the inside, then swung widest, turning for home. She was still well back when they straightened, but in a flash she
No
launched,
way.
powering down the outside and swallowing the field whole. She won by 4 lengths in
Whoa.
1:33.6, a time faster than Vodka's 2007 figure and quicker than any male runner that week.
So not only did they fall behind to last place, they pulled it back, won by 4 lengths, and broke a record.
Her ability to win from behind and to put races away was now clear, and all eyes turned to the classics. The Oka Show arrived on April 12, 2020 at Hanshin over a heavy rain-soaked mile. Because of COVID restrictions, the stands were empty. Resistencia was the favorite. Daring Tact went off second choice. Smile Kana blasted to the lead with Resistencia in close pursuit, setting a punishing pace in the mud. Daring Tact waited in 12th or 13th, biding her time. Then, around the final turn, out and wider still, nothing but open air ahead. She kicked through the slop, reached top speed before the rise, and in the last 100 meters, surged past the leading pair to win by a length and a half.
That is so crazy. Her ability to just surge from the middle or the back to not only overtaking everyone else but winning is probably one of the most impressive I've seen of almost any mare.
Only 3 starts into her career, an undefeated classic winner had been crowned, with cheers echoing through empty grandstands from fans watching at home. Her second crown awaited on May 24th in the Oaks, over 2,400 meters at Tokyo. Pounded down to 1.6 to 1, she dropped toward the rear again, about 12th, conserving energy as the field compressed down the back. A wall formed in front of her on the final turn, no room. Then a seam opened for just an instant. She threaded her head through and without breaking stride, quickened. Her final 3 furlongs were 33.1 seconds, the fastest in Oaks history.
Wow.
Mid-stretch, she reeled in Win Marilyn and drew clear. The message was unmistakable. She could quicken at a mile and at a mile and a
He is
half,
so
marrying
impressive.
stamina and turn of foot in rare balance. After a summer break, she returned without a prep for the Shuka show on October 18th at Kyoto's tricky inner 2,000 meters.
And what's crazy is they originally overlooked her because they said she was kind of small and frail. And now look at her.
The ground was officially slightly heavy, and the public made her a crushing 1.4 favorite. She was on her toes in the paddock, and when the gates opened, she lifted slightly and broke a length slow. From a difficult rearward spot, she minimized loss, angled out around the final bend, and at the 200-meter mark, still hadn't fully engaged.
Uh-oh.
Then the switch flipped. She charged past Magic Castle and the rest to win by a length and a quarter. The time was among the slowest in recent years, but she had overcome every headwind in the book. History made. In just 5 career
I'm learning about so many powerful horses. It's crazy.
starts, she became the first undefeated fillies Triple Crown winner in Central Racing. On November 29th, she stepped into the Japan Cup at Tokyo over 2,400 meters, a once-in-history meeting of 3 Triple Crown winners. Daring Tact for the fillies, Contrail for the colts, and Almond Eye, the 8-time G1 queen, in her
Here we are, the Japan Cup 2020 again. It always comes back to this.
farewell. Daring Tact broke well and tracked in 7th, but at the top of the stretch she was pinned. Contrail to her outside, others tight inside, forced to briefly check and rebalance. She rallied again in the final furlong, closing strongly to finish 3rd, behind Almond Eye and just behind Contrail.
And her first loss. But still such an impressive run.
The unbeaten record ended, but the merit of the run was immense. She had gone toe-to-toe with the best of her generation. She was unanimously voted the JRA's best 3-year-old filly.
Understandable.
Her 4-year-old campaign began in the Kinko show at Chukyo on March 14, 2021, a G2 over 2,000 meters chosen to avoid the harshest winter. She traveled ideally in 6th, angled out, and chased the front-running Gibeon with irresistible momentum, only for the wire to arrive first. The photo said nose second, her first defeat outside G1 company, but full of promise. Then came April 25th at Sha Tin, the G1 Queen Elizabeth II Cup.
Here we go, her
Against
comeback.
a world-class cast, including Loves Only You and Glory Vase, she saved ground behind the leaders, searched for a lane in the straight, and kept on for 3rd, just missing the final thrust. Back in Japan, heartbreak. A suspensory ligament injury in the right fore was diagnosed, and a long rehabilitation began.
I wonder if that's why she started performing a little worse in some races, that she was injured. Unless that injury just happened.
Nearly 13 months later, she returned in the Victoria Mile at Tokyo on May 15, 2022. Back down to 5th choice, she enjoyed a ground-saving trip on the rail and tried to quicken inside, but the old explosion was a fraction short. 6th as she
Whoa, who's that white horse? That is a majestic-looking horse. That's like a fairy tale horse.
worked back into racing rhythm. Even so, the next run showed her fire still burned. In the Takarazuka Kinen at Hanshin on June 26th, over 2,200 meters, she sat a good spot inside, angled out, and in the final strides nosed out deep bond for 3rd. Not a win, but a statement. She was still in the fight. Autumn started with the Sankei Show All-Comers at Nakayama on September 25th. She broke cleanly, but her position seesawed. Crowded on the far turn, she lost her moment, then could only stay on for 6th. On November 13th, the Elizabeth Queen Cup at Hanshin unfolded on testing ground after days of rain. She saved energy mid-pack, yet the field refused to fan out in the stretch. By the time she found daylight, the leaders were gone. Another 6th, weighed down by the tacky turf. Hoping for redemption, she returned to the Japan Cup on November 27th at Tokyo. Tom
Oh, is this her revenge for the last Japan Cup? Is she gonna get first for this one?
Marquand aboard. Buried in traffic through the turn, she waited. Then a gap.
Come
She
on.
burst through with the
Come
race's
on.
fastest final 3 furlongs, charging home for 4th. With just a few more strides, or even half a heartbeat,
Ah,
she might
so
have been right there.
close.
In 2023, she was entered for the Neom Turf Cup in Saudi Arabia, set to take on the world again. But in February, she showed lameness in her left fore during training and was scratched. In the autumn, the suspensory injury recurred.
Oh,
On
man.
October 6th, her retirement was officially announced by the club. And on October 12th, she was deregistered as a racehorse. Trainer Haruki Sugiyama reflected, "When the call came, it left a hollow sadness. She made this stable what it is. She's irreplaceable to me. Her career record stands at 13 starts with 5 wins, including 3 victories at the Grade 1 race. Today she begins a new chapter as a broodmare at Okada Stud in Hokkaido. On March 8th, 2025,
Look at
she
that little
delivered her
foal.
first foal, a chestnut colt by Ben Bartle. Long-legged, well-balanced and gentle in nature, he is said to take after his dam, and she has taken to motherhood with calm assurance. A small, nearly unheralded filly who swept the fillies' Triple Crown undefeated, then kept challenging even as injuries intervened. Daring Tact's story teaches that with talent, heart and unshakable belief, even the boldest dreams can come true. Her daring lives on, in blood and in memory, running forward into the next generation. That's all for this time. If you want to learn more about Japan's
Man,
great racehorses,
that was
please
so
subscribe to
good.
this channel. Thank you.
Oh, that was great. Let's drop a like for that one.